Alright guys, welcome to episode 50. We hit 50 of Pokerole. Admittedly, things have been up and down for me lately, so I may not be the most energetic, but hey. The advantage of a D&D game is that it's not all about one person, so it's not so big a deal, I figure. But how is everybody doing?
I'm doing alright. How are you? Well, you just said how you are. Never mind.
Recovering. For those curious, you can go to my official Discord channel and check out the Serious Topics, or the official Discord server, and check out the Serious Topics channel if you want to see what happened to me on Monday. It was quite something. But that's not the point of this. Kyrio's doing well. Sorry for forgetting his microphone.
Yes, the microphone is all the way over in Seattle, unfortunately, but that is life, and it's okay, because I can read Brooke's lines. It just means you all are going to have to miss out on wonderful Kyrio voice for a while.
That is a bit of a shame, but we can endure. Beg to differ there, Kyrio, but... Speaking of lovely voices, where is Eragon and Tubby?
Yo, yo, yo.
Hope you guys are doing well as well. As we all we're all approaching Christmas. It's getting very close now. And yes, for those...
approaching Christmas, December 23rd, we'll dress up V in a Santa hat and some Christmas decorations.
Clearly, V is Krampus or the Grinch. They are not befitting of Santa.
No, it's great. See, they could be the mascot of December 23rd, a Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah, some people were saying it was Christmas Eve, and I was just like, what are you... Alex started that on my server.
This is great, though, right? I just thought of it today. I'm proud of myself.
You stole it from Alex on my server because he said that first. Well, not the V thing, but
Christmas Eve.
The Christmas Eve.
Yeah, the Christmas Eve, the Christmas Eve of Christmas Eve. There we go. We thought up a new holiday character. Now we just gotta make this special.
So yeah, you guys make sure to come by my Friday stream or watch for the YouTube video after that. Sorry, I won't release a video on Christmas Day because that's a stream day, and then the next day gets the video. That's how it always works. So if you want Christmas content from me, go check out my Twitch. But hopefully I'll be feeling better by Christmas itself. Just kind of been trying to recollect myself. Which, you know, that's why I took Tuesday off. That's why I didn't do a Tuesday stream. Which should help, if you're having that time to recover. But, yeah, let's do the recap. And I got some artwork to show, meanwhile. Actually, maybe we should just do that first, because there's a bit to talk about with it.
While you're sharing the artwork, I should intermittently recap, so we can do it together.
Okay.
This is further back than last session, but this particular art was done by Senka. A lot of the new fan art has been done by Senka, who is an aspiring manga/graphic novel artist, however they wish to be entitled. And, yeah, they do really well, and I like the high contrast art style. But this is the scene where Riley gives up everything to save Lizard, after everyone has escaped the cave-in at the Stone Alcazar. A sacrifice that has, at current, resulted in Riley being taken over by Tiber, who has left the group and, well, you all don't know where he is exactly right now, but there are suspicions. Poor Lizard. I actually don't have more words for that one.
I mean, that's poignant enough. And yes, I have this.
Yes, so this would bear some further recapping. After the events down in the Rusty Canyon, Team Cheer dragged themselves all the way up to Mudbury's ranch, where they got to receive a bit of rest and a little bit of time to process what had happened. Blizzard especially. And in the morning, they got sent off, and thankfully enough, Old Man Mudbury did not cry terribly much. But the Houndoom that they helped save decided to come along with them to Savantown. But they received rewards for helping save Mudsdale. I almost forgot the name of the Pokemon. Good job, me. What was it? Well, they got their stuff back in particular. I forget the rewards, oh no.
I don't remember them either, so don't worry too much. It's about the items, right? That we kind of collected and shared. And...
yes, there's the energy root, which is in Brooke's possession, which can be made into what is effectively potions, or medicine of some kind that's recovery, so it's actually quite useful. I forget if the Encouraged Seed... I think the Encouraged Seed is from the dungeon.
The box was also from the dungeon, for those pointing that out.
Tucker still has the magnet from way back when you got it.
Magnet?
Oh right!
You mean Ralph.
And they gave the straps, bridle, whatever you want to call it, because I forget the actual name, or reins, that would normally go around an equine creature, that functions as a belt of power that Brooke has also taken. Has boosted his strength, so now all of Brooke's stats are even, which is pretty wonderful. Brooke is the best all-rounder. They also gave the team supplies so that they could make it back to Savantown without having to worry about survival. And Team Cheer did make their way back to Savantown. Though during the night they spent at Mudbury's ranch, each of them had dreams, memories. Whether they decide to share it with each other or with the audience is up to them. There has been one dream that's been shared. Unfortunately, most of these dreams were fragmented or incomplete. And I should comment on the art. The art is Rise, also done by Senka, which I think is pretty fantastic. Some people think Rise looks annoyed, but if you zoom in, there is indeed a small smirk there, which is very Rise-like.
I also like the flourishes of just the little articles of clothing.
The articles of clothing may be canon now.
I wouldn't blame you. I like the bracelet. I like the little glasses are quite stylish actually on my part. And the brooch. I think it's called a brooch. It's quite nice too.
Or is it a brooch or is it a necktie or an ascot? Whatever that is called.
I think it's a brooch on a necktie.
Probably.
Oh yeah, black glasses. Good point. I didn't think about that.
Yes.
That is an item.
Yes, these are Rise's new black glasses, because the ones they received were not stylish enough.
That's pretty solid work for your first quadruped, by the way, Senka.
I have to agree. Quadrupeds are hard. When Team Cheer got themselves back to Savantown, the first order of business was setting up the Houndoom as part of the Pioneers to some extent, and debriefing Pangoro on what had happened. Since it was incredibly late at night, I think I said it was something like 2 or 3 a.m. But you all went to Pangoro's office, and Pangoro has been sleeping in his office, and whether or not that's the norm, you're not quite sure. But knowing Pangoro, it probably is. And as you all proceeded to tell Pangoro what had happened, something kind of unexpected occurred. Pangoro got down on his knees and begged you all to save your friend. He said that nobody deserved to suffer for his mistakes again, and for what had happened to his friend. And it was a very heavy moment where Pangoro showed weakness to Team Cheer. Something that he does not readily do. He of course offered a side room for Team Cheer to privately sleep in, and very heavily impressed upon them the stipulation that Rise should not know what has happened to Riley, or they may not have a chance to save Riley at all. Not because Rise is this cold-blooded, murderous psychopath, but because Rise has this intense need to do what is right and help everyone else, regardless of how messy it is. The Houndoom ended up being something of an afterthought, but it's something for Pangoro to take care of in the morning. But after the more emotional moments were over, Team Cheer was presented with their silver rank.
Ah, yes.
Not only had they cleared a very difficult dungeon and saved more than a few Pokemon from the Salandit bandits, they had effectively dismantled an enemy organization, even though that wasn't really the intent of the mission. But, you know, good things that happen.
Which reminds me that I think Pangoro also said to go see Blaze in the morning because, well, I know one thing's Sturdy Bag.
Yes. Yes, in the morning, he wants you all to go see the Quartermaster so you all can get your bags that actually hold more items. I don't remember if the bag thingies here have a flip over that says they're sturdy or what.
Well, I can quickly flip one and see. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yep, I set it up for that.
Wonderful.
I'm a smart boy.
Yes, you are.
Aw.
You made a very good table.
I tried.
Let no one forget that.
100,000 IQ.
No, that's a little too. That's a little too much. I'm just a dog. Remember.
Yes. Well, Pangoro ended up giving the intended badge for Riley to Lizard, who has been looking increasingly determined. Now, unfortunately, the side room is closer to a closet considering how many of you there are, since it's Brooke, Ralph, Lizard, Tucker, and the Houndoom. So that's actually a fair amount of space. The side rooms are definitely made to be more personal spaces. So you all ended up not sardine crammed in there, but basically all sleeping next to each other. And at some point during the night, Lizard woke up and left the room. And I believe it was Rook and Tucker that noticed to some extent, and Brooke ended up just flopping over and passing out again because they had had enough things. But Tucker decided to follow. And he followed Lizard all the way out to the Savantown Oasis at night with the moon overhead. And the poor little Solandes beside themselves. And they're approached by a strange, silvery creature that moved almost like liquid metal, that approached them from out of the oasis. And it gave them something. And then it left, morphing into a form that was reminiscent of a particular aerial creature. But the entire time it had this unsettling, semi-featureless face and body. And it had a disturbingly humanoid countenance for a majority of the conversation. But when that was over, Lizard returned back to the Pioneering Club to sleep, stowing away their gift. Tucker, of course, followed. But that was where we left it, at the end of the night. And yes, things did happen with Riley and Tiber in the background. I just haven't told most anyone about that.
Things have happened. You may or may not wish to know what they are.
Oh, I'm sure they do. No matter how bad it is, they want to know.
Long story short, Tiber is surviving.
That much I expected.
You can take that context as you will.
The very short form.
Yes, I even had you do the next 3 days of survival ahead of time.
Oh my.
Yes, all you know is that he's alive. It's very unlikely that Tiber would have died again after all this.
Ironic.
It would have been very ironic, and also it would have been kind of sad, because then Riley dies. And I'm not going to do that to a character that is outside of the player's control. I can make you a cardboard cutout for a session, but I'm not going to kill you while you're not there.
Imagine.
In any case, it is now morning in Savantown. And according to both Ralph's and Pangoro's best guess, Tiber is probably headed to the Cave of Mirrors. The first order of business is getting your new bags and supplies necessary to make that trip. It will probably take you a few days, given the distance. And yes, you are all still stuck in the side room.
Yes.
It's a bit odd to be in town right now, but there are a few things we should do while we're here. Do you happen to have a list for me, Kyrio? I'll assume you're typing it out as we speak.
Oh, what? Why did music die?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that my fault?
I don't know what'd you do.
I'm looking at other lists.
Yeah,
to prepare.
you. Yeah, I guess that's weird. I don't think I told it to change when you. That's all right. Hold on. It's completely understandable if you wanted to look things up. I'm just wondering why it changed it for me. That's odd. It shouldn't do that. Oh well. Make sure to always deny it when it asks if you want to change it because somebody else changes it. Oh, that is the wrong song. There we go.
Ah, thank you, Kyrio. Like, deciding if you all want a team base. That's true. Pangoro did let you all know that he would settle the matter of you all being permitted some land/property in Savantown. And you all have the funds to start that sort of project.
This is true, I would assume.
Well, Tucker is the one who has most of these funds.
I was about to say, Tucker has the funds to start such a project.
Tucker, the puppy landowner.
Well, technically speaking, so did Riley, but
Didn't pilfer his money before Tiber left.
Wait, before you goes, let's take all your money.
Yes, resupplying, looking into mysterious items, addressing what to do with our NPC teammates. This is true. You all have not seen Zeal since he was dragged off by Enkoro and Rise back at the ranch.
That's true. There are a number of loose ends, as he points out.
Yes, there are many loose ends. Some of
Resupply
which may not come up today. The resupply will probably be taken care of while you all are still in the fight. Taking Zeal back to the savannah might be beneficial, assuming we can harness his energy. That is a good point.
Don't you have a leash?
Well, Pangoro had a leash. You may not want to have a leash on Zeal if you meet his dad.
Why not?
Then again, none of you know what kind of sense of humor Lord Zeal has.
Lord Zeal might appreciate it, honestly.
I mean, the other Pyros, but you know, Lord Zeal is a dad, so he might have dad humor. How else do you think he gets along? Also, we need to take him to see his bestie. Leaving him behind would be mean. This is also true. Not that you have to. As a reminder, you don't have to take any of your NPC teammates.
But, you know, Brooke can surely make the final say on that.
This is true, and I'm sure Brooke would like an army of NPCs to do his bidding at any given time. That's fair.
I still think Brooke probably
That's-
wouldn't leave Zeal behind. Because that seems out of Brooke's character all the same, too.
Fair and understandable. It is morning, and I should note that the Houndoom does leave the room. And based on the sound of doors, as you all are waking up, Houndoom went to see Pangoro, and then was immediately shoved out of the office. You can just tell, because the door was opened with some, like, scrabbling effort next door. And then it shuts. Then it opens again. There's this sound of something sliding across the floor, and then the door slams shut.
And stay out.
No more. No more fire types. None.
Lizard, however, is among the last of you to wake up and is kind of groggy in the morning.
Tucker makes a few glances towards Lizard. He might actually be on the first up because he had a bit to think about, given what he saw. But he doesn't make any remarks to Lizard, just like he did in the nights before. Actually, another loose end that might be on Tucker's mind is finding some way to treat his fur issue.
Yeah, Tucker's fur is still in patches.
He'll probably try to actually, yeah, I know what he'll do. Wait a minute. Ah, bugger.
What?
That spa coupon is with Tiber.
Yes, it is.
I just remembered that.
So what is with Tyler?
The spa coupon.
What? Is it? I thought I sold that.
Nope, you have it.
No, I think that was something else you sold.
Oh, right.
Ralph. Ralph?
Oh, Ralph is dead.
Lights are on, but nobody's home.
They may have been briefly distracted by a thing.
He is good at that.
That's okay. So, what is your first order of business, should I say? Aside from breakfast.
Tucker will likely defer to Brooke to see what exactly Brooke wants to do as far as how the day goes.
Talking to Blaze, since that was a directive from Angora, that is true. So, assuming that you all go down to eat first, which, by the way, you go down and Zeal is there. Zeal is not on a leash and has a little chef hat on,
Oh, no.
which promptly falls off when he rushes over to all of you. Hi guys, I missed you. What happened? You gotta tell me everything. Everything. It was so boring here. I had to walk back. Angora wouldn't hold me. Traitor. I am Prince Seal. He should have carried me. But it's okay. I have my royal entourage back now. Hey, where's the blue one?
Wow. Motherfucker.
I'm right here.
No, not you, Brooke. The other blue one.
Brooke.
And then he points a paw at Lizard. Hey, are you new? Wait, you look different. And
Yes.
Lizard deadpan glowers at Zeal.
It's the blue
Oh.
virus. You see, all of us are blue and it's rubbing off on him.
Actually, you know what? Having blue fire might be cool.
Oh yeah, have you ever seen one of the ponytails with blue fire? Oh, wait a minute, that's not important.
And Zeal starts to walk over to try and rub himself up against Lizard, and Lizard leans away, squinting. No, come here! I want the virus! I need to look cool! And then Rise's tail loops around Zeal from a shadow.
Hey, you know who had? I was just to tell him that Rice has the virus.
What?
The blue virus.
Wait, he does? Shwoop. And he pops up over by the counter. Rise has set down a tray right by the counter where Zeal can take it. Table 5, please, Zeal. Well, do you want to make up for destroying that thing or not? But, I'm king! I don't have to pay for anything! Gets to look. Yes, sir.
Not yet, you're not. And with an attitude like that, I'm afraid you're shaping up to be a pretty pathetic king indeed.
How dare you, my royal treasurer! I'll get you back for that. And then he takes the tray and moves it over to another table.
Oh, here we go. Think.
Blaze is off in his normal corner, grumbling about things with a clipboard. What did he break? Perk asks Rise. Oh, nothing. Just something mildly expensive. At least he didn't set the orchard on fire.
So if you got your food shortage, you're done. I'm not gonna be a treasurer no more.
But I'm not that bad.
Or you just stay not that bad.
It's nice to see you all back. Well, most of you are back. As a member of Team Cheer, I'm sure you'll repay your debts and uphold our reputation. Brooke grins.
Yes, our reputation.
Well, I mean, of course. A king must have a flawless reputation, mild sparkles.
When Prince Zeal remarked about the lack of Riley, or the blue one, Tucker looked a little bit uncomfortable. But when Rise also observed it, he looked a little yet more uncomfortable about the situation. Tucker opened his mouth for a second as if he was going to say something, but then didn't say anything.
Oh. My poor puppy. We're going to have to do something about your fur. Only imagine that what happened was a mishap perpetrated by this one. What the? I didn't do anything! I wasn't even there! Also, really, what happened to you, Tucker? That looks bad.
The pup's ears droop a little bit as he re-examines his missing fur.
Yeah, I'd like to get this fixed up. At least it doesn't sting like it did the other day. We got in quite a fight, and... Well, no, this wasn't Zeal. I don't think he could leave that bad a burn anyways.
Exception to this! Zeal, go serve another table. Yes, sir.
Though the dog does.
Riley.
Go ahead.
Nope. Go ahead.
I was saying the dog does perk up a little bit at the idea of getting his fur fixed up, though. It's clear that beyond the fact that it was an injury, he seems a little self-conscious about it.
Riley's taking some personal time, Brooke remarks. I'm sure we'll see him again soon. He swaps topics. Oh yeah, turns out the canyon was where the Salandit bandits were hiding. Lizard fidgets a bit when Brooke says that. Oh. Well then, that explains why we didn't find them. We were expecting them to be somewhere out in the Big Plains. Then again, searching the entire canyon is a bit of work. Well, I suppose we pioneers have you to thank for dealing with that problem.
Yeah, it was nothing, casually polishing his silver badge.
Nice to see Pangoro has already acknowledged your achievement.
Tucker
Well.
does try to smile at the praise that Rise gave, though it's clear that, well, the dog doesn't have the best poker face, and his sadness is probably fairly evident all the same.
Keep up the good work then. And Tucker, when you have the time, do drop by. We'll see if we can't do anything to help with that.
Okay. I'd like that.
And remember, Rise says as he passes by Tucker, if you need to talk, I'm here.
I know.
He says with a tinge of sadness.
Thanks.
With a nod, the feline slinks back behind the counter to continue cooking. Zeal stares at the badge that Ralph has polished. But why do you get the badge? I am the one doing the hard work here! And then Mawile walks up and gives Ralph a hug.
Ralph immediately returns the hug.
Yes, I know, there are many Pokemon here at the moment. Brooke gives Lizard a supportive pat when he reacts to Brooke's words. Hey! It's good to see you made it back in one piece.
Yeah, it was, it got pretty dicey.
Well, I'm mostly set up here in town, so if you get a chance, drop by. We should compare some notes.
Oh, I'd love to go actually right now. Yeah, I think there's nothing I really have to do actually.
Lizard shoots Ralph a look. Don't we have someplace we're supposed to go?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably where we always got someplace we have to go.
Oh, it's fine. It won't take that long, Lizard. Lizard sort of mumbles to themselves and hunkers down at their seat. Come on, I'll show you where I'm staying. It's not actually that far. Though it's not nearly as spacious as the Momentarium, so forgive the clutter.
Yeah, let's go see.
Awesome, so they're going off together. I guess that means you guys will need to pick up Ralph's bag for him.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I'm spending time with my girlfriend.
We do, Burke says. We need to prepare, though. Regardless, do you want to help me figure out what we need, Liz? Lizard nods, pushing away from their seat, only having half eaten their breakfast. No problem, Kyrio. Kyrio will be back in a bit. Though I believe that leaves Tucker with Zeal.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Those two are gonna... True. Oh, wait, wasn't he working? Or was he... Did he get out the hook?
You don't know?
Well...
It's Zeal, does it matter?
It's probably not something Tucker's going to fight about, regardless. So, let's see. What did Prince Zeal last say?
Prince Zeal is jealous about you all having the silver badges, and he only has the lowest rank of badge.
Actually, how's the badge work? Does the team leader hold it, or does everybody get one?
It is on an individual basis. So the main team has silver. Lizard originally had the equivalent of bronze because they were working with the Pioneers a while, and they are currently holding Riley's badge, though Angoro may make the executive decision to up their rank to the same as everyone else. And Zeal is at the lowest rank because Zeal keeps destroying things.
That is a slightly detrimental to rank growth, yes.
Yeah, super duper BOB.
Okay. Let's see. Just looking at that to-do list.
The to-do list is basically supplies, talk to Blaze, and deal with a few personal things.
Nice.
And looking into mysterious items like your box.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I was thinking about that. Well, I'm going to wait for everybody to get back for BRBs, but I suppose I'll take the next section.
Prince Seal also is rather excitable as usual. So, did you make any new friends out there? Do I have any more new subjects? Are they strong subjects? I mean, it looks like you survived something really intense there, so I guess that currently makes you one of my strongest subjects. The most durable subject. Well, you look less like a pillow now, so that's okay.
Tucker keeps trying to, like, open his mouth to get a word in, but he can't really outdo Prince Seal's boundless amounts of energy. But once the lion does take a breath, he remarks,
Not that many new friends, I guess. Well, there is the Houndoom that we rescued, but I don't know what he's doing right now. How's everything been over here, though? It feels like it's been a while, even though it hasn't been that long.
It's been pretty boring. I mean... Well, okay, it hasn't been that boring. I've had to watch... Just does the dinner plate eyes thing as he thinks, and you can almost hear the wheels turning. Whatever, I got to see something really entertaining when Neuback got tossed to the rock roughs. I mean, the daycare.
Tucker gets a look of concern, knowing from personal experience that some of those daycare kids are a bit rough.
Is he okay?
Yeah, sure, he's fine. Apparently he does that all the time. It's not like I was thrown in there or had to trade places or anything.
That gets
Sweating
a legitimate.
bullets.
That gets a legitimate grin out, Tucker.
Oh, you had to take care of the kids?
What? No, of course not. I'm Prince Seal. I don't have to take care of anybody. Sweating more bullets.
Well, there is something you could come along if you want. There's a few things I need to check out around town while we have the day anyways.
Tucker gives a glance over to Brooke and, without trying to interrupt him and Lizard's conversation, he comes over to poke Brooke real fast.
Hey, Brooke. Do you need me right now? I think I'll go try to fix up my fur and see about that box I have. There might be somebody in town that knows about it. Knows how to open, at least.
B.
Oh, there he is.
B.
I was wondering if Ralph would return.
Welcome back.
Fox.
And while Tucker goes and asks Brooke that, the Houndoom comes downstairs. Oh, perfect. Brooke. Hey, Tuck. He looks around a bit. I think I can handle prep with Liz. Relax and have a good time in town.
Tucker nods a bit thankfully. Though he likes hanging out with his team, it's clear that he just kind of wants a bit of a break right now. That being said, he still has to tag along, but that's fine.
I mean, this is true, but now Zeal is just staring up in mild fascination at Houndoom, who is sitting at the table, and Zeal is asking oodles of questions about what had happened out there, and Houndoom is being as evasive as Pokemonly possible.
Zeal is a different kind of stressful. Yeah,
Yes.
but to be fair, Tucker and him did have an interesting sort of synergy at one point, after all. Look, once you become a hunt mate with somebody and do a proper hunt in the wild, forms a bit of a bond. Tucker walks over to the dog and cat.
Hey, Houndoom. How's everything going for you?
Pretty okay, I think. Zeal just sort of shoved this thing in my face and said I'm Brooke's responsibility now. So I guess that means we're on the same team. And he shows off the base badge, and Zeal just grins and hops in place. Yes! I am not the newest one anymore! And I outrank you! Now get down here, I want to ride on your back. And Houndoom just looks at Zeal like they're kind of crazy.
Tucker gives a bit of an eye roll towards Prince Zeal's shenanigans and gives a somewhat directing nudge to the lion's shoulder.
He can give you a ride later. After all, you want to help me out, right?
Oh, yes! Wait, where are we going?
Well,
Tucker thinks about it for a second. There's a number of things he could do. The order of which he could decide to do them is a bit up in the air.
I think for starters,
He paws about in his pack on his neck and fumbles out the stone box he has.
I don't think I'm going to have a chance to figure this out for a while once we leave town again. So while I have the chance, I'd really like to figure out what this is. We found it at Salazzle's place.
Whoa! Wait, you guys fought Salazzle? Wait, which Salazzle? There were a bunch in the Sea Spray.
The bad one.
He kind of smiles.
You know, the gang that she led.
Oh, the bandits! Sorry, there's a lot of that stuff out here. And Zeal just has the most oblivious smile on their face. Houndoom, just their right eye twitches a little bit. Okay, I can see what you deal with on a regular basis.
Tucker gives a slightly apologetic smile.
Nice to have you on the team, Houndoom, Brooke says. I'm not sure if we introduced ourselves properly. I'm Brooke, leader of Team Cheer. Oh, right, you. I suppose I'm in your care now. Fearless leader? He says as a sort of question, mostly because he seems to be very new at this, but he's not, rejecting it.
Oh yeah, and I'm Tucker. It's nice to have you on the team, honestly.
It's a little weird having so many Pokemon around with names, but I suppose that's not any different from the arena. And that makes Seal start going off again, asking questions. And you can see Houndoom's expression transition into a deadpan one.
Anyways, let's go around town and ask at the shops if somebody can open the box. What do you think? Don't you want to know what's inside? He tries to distract
Yes!
Seal.
What's in the box? Empty the box. I want to sit in the box.
Tucker cocks his head, wondering how Zeal could fit in the box.
I mean, it's a fairly large-sized box.
It's a fairly large-sized box. Tucker does not understand the ways of cats, though, and boxes.
Houndoom also doesn't understand the ways of cats and boxes. So, what should I do? Lizard looks over, then looks at Zeal, and then looks at Rise, and then gets a surprisingly devious smile on their face. Well, I mean, since Zeal's gonna help Tucker, maybe you can go help Rise. He's also kind of one of the big leaders around here. Oh, okay. Do you want one? A nickname, I mean, Brooks asked the Houndoom. Houndoom could get confusing if we run into others. And at that, the Houndoom cocks their head at Brooke. What do you mean? Do you all have trouble telling other Pokemon apart? I mean, if I run across another Houndoom, I know exactly who I'm talking to. And it occurs to you all, at least those present, that without realizing it, you've sort of been able to tell most individuals apart, even if they're the same species. At least the more civilized ones, anyway. Everyone sort of has their own unique signature of some description. You just haven't really been thinking about it too hard.
Tucker does contemplate exactly that. His nose wriggling a little bit as he realizes that his sense of smell is quite attuned, and that probably is helping him in that regard as well.
This reminds me of how Brock can tell all the Officer Dins apart.
Dear Lord, you're right.
The perceptiveness of love.
If you want to call it that.
The perceptiveness of being kind of creepy and just really into all the girls you run into.
I have to give orders to my team sometimes. Verbally. Saying help Houndoom and attack Houndoom can make it complicated in a combat situation. Again, Houndoom looks mildly skeptical, but shrugs. I suppose. I didn't think I was going to get thrown immediately into, like, a hunting mission or anything, but I guess we can think about it. I'll see about helping this Rise person. Who is that? And then Rise just appears behind the Houndoom. Oh, hey. I didn't realize I was going to get a new helper so soon. The Houndoom yelps, jumping a bit. Oh my, you are new. Go on your little errands, Team Cheer. I'll make sure to induct your newest recruit gently. This Karnerus.
Gonna tease him one time and then cut him off.
This definitely causes a couple of snickers from other tables. Fortune favors the prepared. Brooke smiles. He waves at Rises when he appears again. Sure thing. Enjoy! Oh, I certainly will. Come along, Horny. I'm going to teach you how to cook. Wait, come along what now and teach me who?
Azur, don't critique the implications, or you just might get more.
That's not, I don't think that's the actual nickname that's going to stick, but I think I have to apologize for that.
No, I think it's perfectly in line.
Okay.
Every cat can do whatever they want, and because they're never going to be linear about it. They're never going to explain why they do something, so they can do whatever they want.
That's fair. Also,
that's a cat thing.
Kyrio, if that becomes his nickname, if he ever gets Mega Evolution, it's not going to be the same as the standard. I'm going to have to start sketching out customized Mega Evolutions for people.
I mean, come on, it's too generic. You gotta at least call him Horn Dog, then it makes more sense.
I love the chat, by the way. No, Rise eyes. Rise yes. Oh, goodness. Well then. I'm sure you'll think of something. And you don't have to be the one who actually thinks of something. Any of you can decide to nickname this character. They are part of your team.
I'll just wait for the character renaming box to pop up.
Well, if we don't like it, we gotta take him to the name raider in Saffron.
By the way, at this point, Zeal has just, been hopping at the door to the club for the past minute, just hopping in place.
Tucker actually heads to the door after this, and actually picking up a slight habit from Rise, actually kind of curls his tail around Prince Zeal's waist to kind of usher him along with him. It doesn't seem like Tucker is even aware he's aping a quality of Rise's own behavior, but he just kind of does it.
Thank goodness. I honestly had no idea what I was going to do with him. Thanks, Liz. Burke says, let's go get Blaze's attention. And as Tucker and Zeal go off to the market / the oasis of Spantown to see if the box can be opened, Brooke and Lizard head over to Blaze, who has his clipboard and is very much attempting to parse something out. Ralph, well, Burke and Liz are doing that. Mawile escorts you to a fairly plain building next to the Pioneering Club. It isn't particularly customized, but it's also not very large. And most of the space has been taken up by equipment and a lot of documentation.
It's perfect.
I know, right? It was all just empty space before I came here. I had to buy a desk, some chairs. I don't think I got anything else. Angora and Rise have been giving me meals, so I mean, she shrugs. I haven't needed anything to cook.
Oh yeah, Rise is really good at cooking.
I'll say. Better eating than I've made.
I wouldn't say that.
She gives Ralph a look, nudges his shoulder, and shows him inside, showing up some of her newest documentation, including more notes on your potential taser.
Ooh, yes.
Reminder, you now have the clump of Mary Pool you need for the taser.
Yes, I do. I have the a proper amount of Mary Pool, and I think I have one more logic than the last time I attempted this.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I've been thinking about this too.
If you fry the Marie Pool, Tucker does have extra.
So I got some more of this. He pulls out the Marie Pool right from the Marie before we went on the mission.
Awesome. Well, that means we're that much closer to being able to make your whatever we're gonna call this. Your zappy stick.
Zappy stick or the
Name pending.
yes, name pending.
So go ahead and roll your smart logic for the next leap in this.
Maybe a Thunderbolt wand. Don't roll off the tongue.
You could just cut it down to Thunder Wand, though that might be mildly misleading how much power it has.
I hope it's a lot. Right. A logic or a smart logic?
Smart logic.
Let's see here. Really put this around to here.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. And in fact, I think that's enough. So now that you have the components and these extra notes from Mawile as well as your own, you're pretty sure once you get the last piece in order to make this weapon, you can probably craft it immediately. Right now, you just require an electricity-resistant material, since you have the conductor and the energy source.
Yes, we just need a grounding, something resistant.
Let's see.
Do Pokemon have rubber?
You could probably get some from a tree, but I don't think you could process it. They would know what it is, though.
Let's see, the rubber handle we can pilfer from something else?
I'm not sure. Maybe if we had thick wood that had something to make it inflammable?
Yeah, some sort of treated wood or something like that.
Maybe stone plates. We could probably make it specific enough so there's a little trigger mechanism. That way there's no danger of you zapping yourself if you put it away.
Yes. And stone is definitely both fireproof and non-conductive.
Okay, I wouldn't say fireproof. I mean, I've seen some rock types get set on fire, but...
Well, yeah, he does like a little thing with them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, enough heat will melt your rock.
Yeah, well, that's how we get magma, but that's not the point. In any case, it's resistant enough to electricity that it should work. The problem is just working the stone plates. I can probably get some tools from around town.
That could be fun.
Yeah. And if anything, I can just make a quick trip out to the Rusty Canyon and get some stone from there.
Oh yeah, it should be a lot safer now. So, yeah, we didn't tell you, I didn't recount this part of the story, but it turns out that was the hideout for the Slanted Bandits.
Really?
Yes, actually, we, defeated, the leader, and, yeah, she, safe to say she's pretty retired.
Huh. That's weird. I wonder why they didn't try striking at Sea Spray. Maybe there was just too many Pokemon around.
I mean, I guess there's also that the Chilandits are, they're all fire types and a lot of water types in Sea Spray. They would
That's
need they would need some other advantage besides numbers.
That's true. And it's not like they could pull off anything particularly big. I mean, their whole thing was petty theft. No offense to your friend, just that that's what the bandits were known for.
Yeah. But they won't be causing any trouble now.
Where were they hiding, though? I didn't think there was anywhere to hide in the canyon aside from, well, the canyon.
They were in some ruins deep down.
That
fact-
gets Small Wile's attention.
And Ralph kind of frowns, though. I don't know how much of the ruins were left. There was a big cave-in. There's a big cave-in at the climax of the battle. A lot of it was probably destroyed, unfortunately. I tried to examine them myself, but I couldn't make heads or tails of it.
I can't believe I missed that opportunity. Ah! She stomps her foot. Alright. We are hiring an excadrill, and we are going to excavate that ruin, and I am going to take my own notes personally, and you're going to help me.
Yes. It's a date.
She pauses with her mouth open, shuts it, thinks about it. Yeah, why not? We'll call it a date. Not right now. That's going to take a while. And I don't exactly have the funds for an excavation just yet. Also, I still need to do my expedition into the Moonlight Ruins, so... I'm going to have to write this down so I don't forget. And she rushes off to go grab stuff to write down notes to make sure she doesn't forget this is a thing she wants to do.
Yeah. Ralph will recount what details he knew. It seems like the actual ruins only went so far down. We're pretty sure they just kinda dug deeper when it ran out of room.
Of course they were ruining history and ruins Inferno. And she grumbles.
There are a bunch of traps there too. Hard to say how many they set up and how many were actually there. Pressure plate mechanisms and stuff like that. But yeah, that would be really cool to get into. Set up pressure plate trap mechanisms around the town. Oh, well, good. I mean,
That would
that's
be neat,
that's a terrible idea. I just, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, those could be stepped on by innocent Pokemon, and usually the pressure plate mechanisms are leftovers from ruins. It's actually fairly rare that a mystery dungeon will have something like that. Most traps are made using moves or rudimentary. If it's anything more advanced, you've got a pretty smart Pokemon on your hands.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that this isn't looked into more.
Mawile shrugs. Haven't had the time, and my focus is generally elsewhere.
Yeah. I just think about, some of the cool stuff we could do if we maybe use the same ideas, but not for traps.
You could. I wouldn't be surprised if there are smart Pokemon that get tired of living here in the towns and they go and make their own mystery dungeon, traps and all.
That would be quite the project now, wouldn't it?
It would, but it wouldn't be terribly hard. Then again, the comforts of towns are pretty nice. Brooke sneezes somewhere. In any case, Mawile is going to talk Ralph's ear off for a while.
Yeah. Ralph will, also be talking as they nerd it up.
Tucker, you and Zeal make it to the Oasis, and unless I'm mistaken, we did have a Klefki look at the previous box.
Oh, say that again?
You and Zeal make it to the Oasis, and unless I'm mistaken, we did have a Klefki look at the previous box that Riley had.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. Wait, Riley had a box?
Yeah, it's the one your jewel was in.
Right! Wait, was that in Sea Spray?
No, that isn't Savan.
Oh, the Clefly was... Oh, that event was in Savantan. I actually forgot about this. Okay, cool. Well, then, obviously that's where Tucker would be heading once he remembers. But yeah, he was there. He was there for it, so actually, he would remember. The recounting that previous session, I'm like remembering it now. It was a while back.
Yeah, it was a while back. There's the Kakuna that has garments that is a little spazzy and is kind of watched over by a pair of Beedrill.
Yes.
There's Cophagrigus.
Well, that's less interesting. He doesn't have a gold bar right now.
It's true, Lizard's the one with the gold bar.
You could tell, there might possibly be gold bars inside of this box. We're not sure.
But if you don't know for sure and Cophagrigus doesn't smell gold, they won't appear.
He's only going to be haunting Lizard right now.
Good?
But yeah, Tucker will navigate to the little market district and find that cleft key, trying to keep Prince Hill roped in along the trip. It's probably not that long a walk, and Tucker just kind of keeps an eye out on all the stalls and sees how everyone is doing since he was last here. It has been a while. Brooke has bars? Wait, what? Oh, I forgot.
Yep, Brooke does have a bar.
Never mind, also Brooke will be haunted.
It's appropriate that they're together then. As you're going to the Cleft Key's stall, Zeal does wander around, and you do need to stop him like once or twice from attempting to take something that isn't his. Because of course he hasn't learned his lesson, it's Zeal. But you get there, the Cleft Key makes some amount of small talk as you present the box, and they start looking it over, trying to figure out how they're going to open this. Apparently things around Savantown have been pretty quiet, even though the Pioneers have been gone. Usually something happens when the Pioneers leave. But nope, not this year. Apparently everything happened in Sea Spray this year.
Tucker seems a bit relieved to hear that.
Though they do mention that soon enough there will be the Festival of the 17 Plates.
That does pique Tucker's interest, and he will ask about, what is that?
The Festival of the Plates? Oh, that. I thought everyone knew that. Well, I suppose not everybody knows. It's a celebration of our differences. It's supposed to celebrate Arceus and the 17 different plates, representative for each type of Pokemon. We come together and each of us makes food that's from each of our types. And it's a sort of communal affair. I don't exactly cook, so I'm more of an honorary participant. They chuckle nervously.
That sounds kind of interesting. Making food of your type, huh?
This seems to give him a few thoughts and ideas.
I remember 3 or so years ago we brought out this huge table. I don't know how, but Pangoro managed to hoist it all by himself. But they set it up down the main road, and food was laid out, and people just sat and ate together. It was fun.
Oh my god, is that true? The chat just caught my attention. I didn't realize this. Apparently there isn't a normal plate? I didn't actually know that.
There is not.
There is not.
That's actually a good point.
Is he a normal type when he just doesn't have a plate?
Arceus is defaultedly normal. Oh.
Yep. Like the Klefki said, it celebrates Arceus and the 17 plates representative of each type.
I mean, maybe... Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Does that... Normal types could just have the Arceus plate. There you go. Like the normal... the basic one. Or they can use any plate because they're normal type. And they're neutral. Well, anyways. After that bit of small talk, though, Tucker does kind of just wait patiently to see if that box can be opened at all. He, of course, has the funds necessary to pay for the service.
Unfortunately, the Klefki hands you back the box and shakes their body back and forth since, well, it's basically the same as shaking their head. Sorry, I can't find a keyhole on this thing. In fact, I'm not even sure I can use fairy magic to open this. It's a little weird. It feels funny, kind of like it sort of hums? You would have to find someone who's a little more experienced in these things. Maybe that Mawile that came into town would know. She seems pretty knowledgeable about old stuff. But if not her, I'm not sure. Maybe an older Pokemon? The Klefki does their best impression of a shrug. Sorry I couldn't help you.
That gives Tucker a few thoughts, and he hums for a second as he takes back the box. But he gives the Klefki a smile.
Oh, it's okay.
And then, just to be polite, he actually slides a Klefki 5 Poke. Or whatever we're calling the money this session.
Thanks for trying.
5 giblets.
I'll have to ask around a bit more, but I'm sure I can get this open eventually.
Well, let me know when you do. It'll be interesting to figure out what's inside that box. You know, I think I've only seen a box like that one other time, but that was a while ago. I don't remember who had it. I may also need to be promoted so I can delete things.
Oh yeah, good point. I knew I forgot something at the beginning.
Alright. Brooke and Blizzard. You are standing before Blaze, who finally looks up from his clipboard and sighs. Okay. What do you two want? And don't tell me you don't want anything, because everybody wants something today.
Gosh. Forgot how big he was.
He also flies.
Yes, a flies. As one does.
Hey, Blaze, Brooke says, and holds up his badge. Oh, not much. Anguro gave us this and told us to talk to you. Blaze blinks, looks at the badge, then quirks an eye ridge. Oh. Wow, that was fast. So how many bags is that gonna be? He looks back down at his clipboard. We also need supplies for a trip. We're going to the Cave of Mirrors. Really? Well, since you all have silver rank now, I suppose we'll have to devote some supplies to that. You'll have to hang on while I get the bags. We get in all sorts of trouble. Brooke smirks. I think 5 total. Blaze scribbles something down on his pad. Alright. Okay. I suppose you all can come with me. It's not going to hurt for you to be in the supply closet. And he trundles back to his quartermaster's office, as one may call it, leading Brook and Lizard in. And the storage area is actually fairly large. It's just full of stuff. Various equipment, food, rations, even garments and some rudimentary-looking weapons. The fact that Blaze knows exactly where to go in all this mess is kind of impressive. Because without even missing a beat, he walks back, brings up 5 bags that are looking in much better condition and more spacious than your own, sets them down to Brook and Lizard, and then begins perusing the shelves looking for basic supplies for a trip that'll take a few days. I don't know how well supplied you all are at the moment, but I can certainly spare some basic food for 3 nights. Thankfully, having a lot of pioneers out of town for a period of time meant we could replenish some of our stock. Also, Ferret, I use Irage for most draconic creatures. Charizard happens to be one of them.
Oi.
Did I still stop the
It's
music?
not your fault. I probably just said, okay, I would like Karserus to change the link for me. I probably accidentally selected okay to that. It's okay. Just let me know when you're done and I'll turn it back on.
Okay, I'm done. I just needed to know the number for that thing.
Oh, sure.
Because you all will probably get to that in a relatively short amount of time. Burke is impressed by the storeroom enough that he takes a moment to respond. Oh yeah, that should do fine. Since we're headed to the savannah, Zeal is probably coming with. I don't suppose you have, like, I don't know, a leash or anything? He's only mostly joking. Blaze turns around and immediately holds up the exact same harness that Pangoro was using. It has been chewed on and singed thoroughly. What, you mean this thing? Yeah. I don't know if it's going to hold him for very long, but if you want it, you can have it.
This is exactly why these things are better designed for dogs. They don't bite and destroy them as often.
We'll just take our chances, I guess, Brooke says. He'll probably be fine in his father's territory. You say that, but Pangoro still hasn't let him leave town since he got back. Not that that's been very long, but... who are we kidding? He would probably get in an awful amount of trouble. On the bright side, nobody has been going around and poking old Ironsides lately. So if you all are headed out to the Cave of Mirrors, should be fairly clear. For those who've forgotten, Old Ironsides is the cantankerous Rhyhorn that Riley picked a fight with early on.
It was like episode 3.
It was so long ago.
Yes, it was. It doesn't mean they've forgotten, not even though it's been like 2 months in game.
Yeah, I don't think that Rhyhorn wants a round 2. I don't think it would end well for them right now.
Not right now, anyway. Do we get the other stuff listed under the silver rank too? So what I've determined is that a portion of the silver rank of the rank rewards is either one-time rewards like the weapon or garment, or the Resider Seeds, or their selected rewards. Because some of them are, standard 2 meals every day, you get a weapon or garment, 2 Reviver Seeds, 3 Reviver Seeds, etc. But unfortunately, Savantown has limited supplies, so while they cannot provide you a garment, you could technically select a weapon if you wanted. Not that there's anything particularly advanced. And Reviver Seeds are expensive. But as a reminder, you also hold with you something that could be of great value. But of import, there is sacks of geopebbles and tossable spikes that are available. There is a rock hammer, which is essentially a big rock that it is on a wooden hammer, wooden haft. A tooth spear, or a net. While it wouldn't take much to make a Skarmory sword, they don't have one. They don't have a shield. A simple trap is beyond them. The smoke bomb would generally be beyond them. I'm sure Lizard could probably help them make one with enough time, or a Pokemon that knows smoke bomb. There is no reason for them to have a Sage Staff, and the Zapper is too high-tech. As a reminder, however, a weapon takes up the held item slot.
Unfortunate.
Yes, most unfortunate. That is for the thing of great value. You could probably give the energy root to someone in the Pioneering Club, and they could have it made into medicines over a period of time, which could then be provided to you all free of charge. You could, technically. The issue with that is you lose the flinch on all your moves, and it would just become flinch on the Tooth Spear. Because you are not wearing and or having equipped the Razor Fang. And yes, weapons are a separate attack. Fair enough. Then again, if you wanted, you could probably get a tooth spear out of your own tooth, but that might be a little difficult considering the size of your teeth at the moment.
More like tooth arrow.
God.
Alright. Now, in each of the 5 bags, there is food enough for 3 days, or at least 1 meal for each of the 3 days. Since that is the longest that Blaze assumes you all will be out there, alright. That looks like everything's in order. Is there anything else you have to declare? Newly ranked pioneers? Thanks a ton, Blaze, Brooke says, taking the bags and handing one to Lizard. And Goro also mentioned something about getting land for a team base somewhere. Do you know where I could learn more about that? Brooke asks. Oh. Oh, right. He did say something about you all winning that challenge. Honestly, that's not much of a reward right now, considering how much space we have at Savan, but generally that's headed up by Pangoro as well as some of the other major town members. He's probably going to handle it over the next few days, so by the time you come back for your trip, you should have a few plots of land you'll be able to look at. Might not be anything fancy, like beside the Oasis, but hey. Having your own place to stay has a bunch of benefits. Privacy being one. That aside, another benefit of having your own place here means technically, you can choose to run a business out of it. So if you'll end up having something helpful you want to do, you can always run it out of your own home. Might be a good way to earn some extra poke.
I actually slightly missed that because I was talking to the chat.
Give me a second and I will explain what he said.
We can become small business owners.
Yes, you could.
Suggesting, right? Oh, was it basically the suggestion of running a shop out of the bottom portion, residency at top portion sort of thing?
Do whatever you want.
Basically, yeah. Blaze let on that having your own building and land basically lets you run your own business out of it if you so choose.
Fair.
So far, you guys don't know if there's actually a limit to how tall you can build your building.
Time to build a tower.
Yes, you can totally build your own tower, but, you know, if you guys start doing that, I will...
Hey DL, good nice temporal tower you got there. Be a shame if somebody built something bigger than it.
I will say, it should probably be something that is reasonable, considering, you know, like, this isn't exactly a large town and/or a city, so if you build something super tall, it will stand out, and Pingora will probably say something, but he won't necessarily make you guys make it smaller. He'll just ask you to not make it any bigger.
Oh, Rayquaza, what's that? You stopped your tower in the stratosphere? Pussy.
What's that? You stopped in the stratosphere? We are going to space!
And when we can't build it any higher, we'll just dig down and build it lower.
But yes, Brooks Line. Definitely. Last night was kind of cramped with all the recruits we're getting, Brooks says. Business? I'm not sure I'm cut out for that. Maybe Tucker would have an idea. With a nod, Blades escorts Brooke and Lizard out of the storage room and proceeds to lock it just in case. Well, if that's everything, my job is done here. Now I need to go make sure people turn in the equipment that they've rented. Pardon me, I've spotted a target. Oi, Machoke, get back here! Machoke running up the wood stairs, trying to avoid Blaze. So you all are doing your respective things. Ralph, how long are you going to be with Mawile?
For pretty much as long as he can, because like he's not sure how long he's gonna be gone. Oh, there is one thing I should bring up to her. This might be prudent, pertinent information to know. He asked at some point, so if you kind of been on my mind, how would you feel if theoretically, maybe I were to evolve into a Snorlax? I mean, would you be okay with that?
Mawile folds her arms and tilts her head as she thinks about it for a bit, tapping a finger on her cheek. I mean, you would still be you, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
Then I don't see what the problem is. I mean, okay, maybe you might have a little trouble fitting in this tiny office, but that's not really a huge deal. I've got windows.
I guess I worry too much about things that, I shouldn't.
She just smiles, leans in, and gives Ralph a peck on the cheek. Relax a little. You're nice, Ralph. And don't let anyone change that about you, okay?
Ralph will return the peck. He'll sort of cup his hand around the back of her head and just tilt her back a little bit, like a deep, passionate, romantic kiss. Just
Oh my god.
And we're going to fade to black there. I'm sure it's cute and all.
I mean, that's it. I mean, he's not gonna do anything else. He's just gonna. It's not cute if he.
I'm aware.
The slight little
I'm
edge,
teasing.
the slight little edge there that Karserus had in his voice. Sure, it's cute and all. So we're going back to Tucker then.
Yes.
I have a question. Because I'm a little chronologically confused. Did Tucker see where Ralph and Mawile went off to? When Mawile was like, hey, let me show you my office, basically. So I think they left first, and then
They did
Tucker
leave
left.
first. Tucker was at the table when Mawile sort of drag Growlf off to her temporary office.
It was basically right next door, so I was kind of curious if Tucker noticed, if casually.
Probably not, if only because of the distraction that is Zeal and Houndoom.
Yeah, Zeal has kind of a thing to focus on, so that's fair. Regardless though, before trying to find Mawwell, Tucker would actually be interested in, since I believe it was near the shop district anyways, and it's thus nearby, heading over to Miltank's spa, because, well, Rise said that they could help with the whole fur thing. He probably has a hunch that he can get something useful from the spa for this too.
Well, you enter the spa, and there are a few Pokemon coming in and out. It's still kind of an expensive service, but, you know, it is helpful for the Pokemon here to relax. And it does definitely have its own recovery benefits. I can't remember Miltank's voice.
I put you on the spot. Actually, on that,
well,
speaking of sound,
I've thought about this for a while. I can't remember Miltank's voice. I'm just going to try my best.
cute moves. I don't know.
No.
So I'm gonna put on the Milk Spa music because it's been ages. I want to hear it
Yes. Yes. You will probably hear it later too if things go well. Oh, welcome back, dearie. You're looking awful.
Tucker looks a bit subconsciously up at the, or self-consciously up at the milk tank.
Yeah, I've been through a bit. That's why I'm here, actually.
Miltank smiles sympathetically and reaches down to give a gentle pat on Tucker's head. I understand. Well, I suppose we can get you set up with something that'll help you. Well, the easiest thing would be a day soak. It wouldn't make your fur come back, but it would definitely soothe those burns of yours. And it would help it with the regrowing.
That sounds pretty good.
He thinks about Rise for a second.
I did have somebody that said they could help take care of it too. So I was also wondering if there's any lotions or anything I could buy.
Clapping her hooves, because they are indeed hooves. You can't convince me otherwise.
They are.
Miltank grins and nods emphatically. Why, of course! Now I have a wonderful selection of lotions for customers who can't stay the day. Now, just wait here a moment, dearie. Don't let Crocodile scare you off while I go get my case. And she makes her way out from behind the counter and down her side of the spa building. Crocodile just leers from behind a newspaper in his chair, just like Eustace.
Tucker gives him a disarming smile, definitely not wanting to make any trouble. But then Tucker's ears perk up as he swivels to realize that he hasn't been paying immediate attention to Prince Seal. And, oh no, he doesn't want Crocodile annoyed at Prince Seal.
The disarming smile just causes Crocodile to go, and just ruffle the newspaper to hold it up further. You notice Zeal is gone, but the curtain hanging on the aromatherapy side of things is flapping slightly.
Tucker will, since there is a bit of a delay and since the Crocodile has gone back to his paper, will slink somewhat quietly over to the curtain. Because, well, he's not exactly one for trespassing, but he probably should keep an eye on what Zeal's doing.
Zeal is currently, as far as you can see, just padding down the hall, sniffing at things.
Tucker gets a hushed tone.
Zeal, you can't just go wandering.
He kind of tries to whisper towards the prince, if he even can notice.
One of the prince's ears twitches. Huh? What are you talking about, Tuck? It's fine. There's nothing here saying we can't be here, he says, smiling. Just as one of the Forge's sisters comes up behind him from behind a curtain leading into one of the aromatherapy rooms.
Tucker just gets a bit wide-eyed.
Excuse me, are you a customer? Zeal blinks, not even turning around at first, only tilting their head after a moment. What now? The Florges narrows her eyes. Thankfully, Lilligan walks over and scoops up Zeal, and she starts bowing repeatedly to the Florges. I'm so sorry. I know I was supposed to be watching the entrance. I'm sorry. It's not a problem at all. I'm sure they're just regular customers who got confused which way they were supposed to come in. It's quite alright. Make sure you keep better watch next time. The Forge's harumphs, turning around and going back into the aromatherapy room. We have actual customers to be taken care of. Again, poor Lilligant nods and starts half carrying, half drag because he's doing the limp cat thing.
Of course he is.
Back down the hallway. We should go. We should really go. They're in a bad mood today.
Tucker can't help but remark,
Today? I thought that was just how they usually were.
under his breath.
She honestly laughs at that. It's a nice, tinkling laugh. It's not like her more subdued one. It's honest. But she drags Zeal out of the aromatherapy hallway, sets him down in front of the counter, and as soon as she turns around, Zeal starts to move, and then she turns around and holds up a finger and goes, No! No! But, they're in a bad mood. Please? I don't want to get in trouble. Well... Okay, how can I say no to a pretty lady? Lilligant sputters and is flustered, covers her face, and then runs back down into the aromatherapy hall.
Tucker raises a forepaw to pat Prince Zeal on the head for making that compliment.
Works every time, he says with this proud-looking smile.
Tucker gives him a side glance.
I hope you weren't just trying to say something to make her happy and actually meant that.
Blinks a few times. Wait, are you saying she's not supposed to be pretty?
Of course she's pretty, I think. I mean...
Tucker thinks for a second.
I don't know if I'm the best judge of that, but...
I guess she's pretty.
Let's go with that, yeah.
Just Zeal shrugs. Either he is entirely oblivious, or he's just blunt? Question mark? In any case, Miltank comes back and presents to you a case with 6 bottles of lotions. Most of them have varying off-green colors, though one happens to be pink and one, for whatever reason, happens to be blue. Most of these lotions are just general all-purpose things, good for fur, feather, scale, and skin. Why, You'd be surprised how good it even works on my crocodile. More grumbling from Crocodile in his chair. Tubby, no, please. Now, the pink one here is made using some of the flowers from the Florges. It has a therapeutic effect. It's generally soothing on the mind. It's better for those who have suffered recent psychic attacks than anything else. And this blue one here, she takes it out and holds it down to Tucker, is good for those who have received lasting wounds or scars. It helps relieve some of the irritation on your skin, and it can help things to heal.
As these are being showed and explained, Tucker is sniffing somewhat thoroughly with over each bottle. Most of them smell quite nice, after all. And he perks his ears, not realizing at first that these lotions could be so useful. Beyond just his fur care problems.
Wow, so we can just have all of these? Oh no, dear. I'm afraid these I do need to sell. Though, you are quite the charming young gentleman. I'm sure that ladies would fall all over themselves to give you things like this.
Tucker snickers slightly.
Seal looks incredibly happy with himself. Miltank has been around the block. She knows how to flatter people.
Well, so how much are these then?
Well, I haven't exactly settled on a perfect price for all of them. But tell you what. Bleh, wow, words. Tell you what. Give me 100 poke and I'll make this bottle yours.
Tucker smiles.
That sounds fair. Especially if it is as high quality as your other products.
He chuckles a little bit, remembering the odd yet enjoyable milk bath he took.
Ah, yes, and the creamy caramel treat.
Yes, those too. His stomach couldn't forget that.
Now, you are a quadruped, dearie, so you may need someone to help apply this. I know you've got friends, like that dashing young Totodile, so maybe they can help you with this matter. Just remember, you're going to want to wash this off after a little while.
Okay.
He kind of blushes at the quadruped comment and does nod.
Yeah, I've got a few people that can help me, I think. Thanks, Miltank.
Anytime, dearie. And remember, you're always welcome back here.
Actually, he thinks for a second as he begins to turn.
Oh, and are there any more of those caramely things?
You had a name for them. I don't remember what it was. Were they called? You named them kind of similar to the cowtails, which is actual candy.
Probably Tauros tails.
That's what you did, I think.
Oh, you mean the Tauros tails? They were quite the hit. Let's see here. I've actually got some old ones if you want one of you for free.
Sure, I don't mind how old they are. They're good.
She reaches under the counter and produces a dish that has 3 older, slightly stale Tauros tail candies. Unfortunately, I'm due to get a next shipment in, 2 weeks. They were so popular. These are old, so I can't exactly sell them, and not everyone is, Like you, most prefer them fresh.
Tucker looks slightly bashful at that comment.
Well, they are better fresh, but, well, they're good either way, right?
I happen to agree. It's just a shame that not everyone shares the sentiment. And she looks over at Crocodile, who is once again peering over the newspaper.
Tucker is not apologetic for his dog behavior. Dogs will find most foods good. As long as they're not rotten, it's probably fine.
I assume you are going to either consume them immediately or take them with you.
Tucker will take two and give one to Zeal. And store the other one, actually, for now.
Okie dokie. We can write that down in your side inventory, since that's one of those things that doesn't really take space. Zeal, of course, immediately starts eating his, and because it's caramel and cream, finally, sweet silence for a brief period.
Just do that cat thing where he like keeps chomping and tilting his head all around.
Ah, now we know what we'll use the other one for when we need a moment of peace later.
That won't work on Ralph. Ralph can eat it whole.
Wait, if they have a if Team Cheer has a base in 2 weeks, then maybe they could maybe Tucker could just have a direct shipment of Kiltoris Tails ship there.
I mean, depending on how much you will make on a regular basis, it probably wouldn't be terribly expensive.
Should have asked Blaze for my gunballs. This works too.
It's true. Wait, weren't those like peanut butter or something? I don't remember. It's been a while.
If they were peanut butter, they would be a weakness for Tucker as well. Dogs plus peanut butter. Do you know how that much distracts them?
When are you all diplomatic enhancers for Ralph? I remember. So when are you all getting together to actually get started on your expedition?
I mean, Tucker technically has one more goal, but he'd have to go find... He'd probably have to go to Brook now. He would like to go talk to Marwell about the box, but he doesn't know where Marwell and Ralph went off to, so he'd probably head back to Brook now.
Y'all have a concerning lack of urgency in saving me, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Preparation is important, and I haven't burned back.
Well, we know that this is the intermission part of the RPG. The next story trigger isn't.
I do feel obligated to mention this is timed. Like, how long it take will change what happens.
It's
Look.
okay.
Look, Tucker didn't do the day spell for a reason.
It's okay. I know
actually,
what the heck is happening.
I just
They
realized
haven't reached a tipping point yet.
we need to
Yeah,
write
is
down.
the operative term here.
So, what was it? Should I make an item card? Yeah, I'll just make an item card.
For the oh, I already wrote it in your notes.
No, the shampoo or the conditioner or the lotion.
Oh, yeah. Hang on.
The thing I actually bought. And I realized that I technically don't have storage space. I'll just make Zeal hold it until I get a new bag. I made a copy of the Cafe V uniform to change it.
There you go. Orange creamberry lotion.
Oh. And its effect was treats burns, basically, right?
Yeah. It can treat burns and it helps relieve scarring.
Fair enough.
It won't save you from a burn status. It is not a burn heal, unfortunately. But it can help you recover from the aftermath of such a thing.
Yeah. Cosmetic burn heal, not mechanical burn damage heal.
Correct.
I all the same, I will ask, how big's the bottle?
It's not terribly big.
Okay.
Size comparison. I will find an image for you later
Okay.
because I do have a bottle size.
That was mainly a question to determine if I had multiple uses of it.
You do. You have effectively 2 uses of it if it is applied to all of the patches.
I'll just add that in the description. There we go. It was 100 poke. I hope it's more than 1 use. Yeah. Well, look, you don't go to Miltake's. You don't go to Miltake's spot for cheap things. You go to there for effective things, or just good treatments. So this was naturally going to cost a little bit, but it's fine. Tucker is surprisingly enough pretty well off. So.
Unfortunately, balancing poke and costs is a little wonky, especially since things like garments are intended to cost 1,000 and more.
Yeah. Actually, Tucker has a lot to do in this one day, but he'll manage.
So, for intents and purposes, we'll say that when Brooke and Lizard leave the Pioneering Club to find everybody else, they will meet up with Tucker and Zeal. I'm pretty sure Ralph is still with Mawile around this time.
Yeah, he's gonna stay as long as he can.
Fair play.
Actually, Brooke, give me Insight Survival Alert to see if you end up spying Ralph through a window dipping Mawile. Yes, you do. So as Brooke is leaving the Pioneering Club, he figures out where Ralph is.
How convenient.
Convenient indeed. Well, Ralph looks busy, Brooke says. So, Brooke looks at Lizard. I can tell you're itching to go on this mission. You need to be absolutely prepared for anything. Do you have any concerns you think we should take care of? Lizard pauses. It's true. They do want to go on this mission, and they do want to speed things up as much as they can. But at that consideration, they kind of realize they may have been close to rushing it. Well, do we have enough healing items? When we go to find Riley, I know we're going to have to fight. And I want everyone to come out of it okay. Everyone. I was thinking the same thing, Brooke says. The orchard. This would be a good time for Brooke to end up picking up Tucker and Zeal along the way.
Well, perhaps. If briefly.
Yes.
Tucker will greet Brooke with a normal enough greeting and ask, "Hey, Brooke, I'm trying to figure out the box that I have and how to open it, but Klefki couldn't do anything about it. They suggest that I talk to somebody that knows about older stuff, so you don't know where Mawile went, do you?" Fair, I'm not really worried about that because considering... I'm not really... Yeah, I'm not... Also... Tucker's trying to be on task because he knows that they don't need... You know, they can't just dawdle. Oh, fair. I thought you were talking about our game. Never mind.
Sure you can, Brooke says. Ralph is over in that building there. I doubt Mawile is too far from him, Brooke says, pointing it out. It's just a standard, kind of plain building next to the Pioneering Club.
Oh, that's convenient. Not even far at all. Oh, did everything go okay with Blaze?
Oh, here, before I forget. Here's a new bag, Brooke says, handing one over to him.
Tucker gets a bit of sparkly eyes and looking at the size of that bag. And keeping in mind that Tucker has had quite the cluttered bag for quite a while, actually. An entire outfit was in that, after all.
Thanks, Brooke.
He takes it and takes a second just reorganizing his stuff into the new bag. What are we doing in the old bags, I wonder?
Well, you can put them in your new bags for now, but part of the implication is that the old bags will be turned into Blaze at some point.
Probably, yeah. Oh no, it's like in some of those RPGs where if you can get a storage item into your storage, then you have more storage, and then you can put a storage item in that storage to have more storage, and then it's...
Yep, it's the infinite cascade of WoW bags.
It becomes a shulker box.
Yes, excellent. He almost heads off immediately, Tucker, that is. Though he does... Oh, never mind, there's more another line. Go ahead.
Regroup in an hour or so, Brooke says. I intend on leaving while we still have plenty of daylight.
Tucker thinks for a second and nods.
Alright, I'll try to get everything done in time.
And with that, he kind of bounds off, because he does have a couple other places to go.
Oh man, Tiber, why was he carrying a bone?
Tiber doesn't care, it's used for bludgeoning things.
I thought that'd be less of a problem than, why is he carrying my skull? But whatever.
Tiber doesn't care, it makes things easier. If he wants, he could masquerade as a Cubo.
All the ingredients.
He'll be disguised.
Riley's inner thoughts. I didn't want to be a Riolu, I wanted to be a Cubo.
Don't think he's ever thought that, but carry on.
The biggest plot twist ever. Tiber is Riley's mother.
No. No. In any case.
I felt the newspaper bat.
Yes. No. No. Yes, and there is logistical questions with someone wearing their own skull. We'll tell that to Houndour. But Tucker and Zeal are going to make it to Mawile's place. And they're going to probably not interrupt, but come in right after cute romantic moment. Brooke and Lizard make their way to the orchard. And Simisage is happy to have Brooke there, though they'll understand that Brooke can't stay necessarily in order to help out, because having a water type around the orchard is really useful. But since Brooke isn't able to help out necessarily at this moment, they would have to sell the berries they have available. And while they don't have any ripe citrus berries that aren't slated to be distributed to the rest of the community, they do have a fair amount of oran berries they can sell. They also happen to have a few other berries that might help with statuses if you were looking for that. And, well, Brooke gives me the list of things he is purchasing. Because, yeah, Brooke has enough for whatever they're purchasing, unless they're trying to get, like, 25 oran berries, as an example. Ralph. Tucker and Zeal barge in. Or more accurately, Zeal barges in, and Tucker follows after.
I feel like he'll still be holding Mawile, but like he won't be, deep into like, Disney Prince style kiss. He'll probably still be holding him and like kind of turn to them.
So is it time to go already?
Not yet.
Hi, Ralph! Just Zeal shouting as he barges in. Mawile flails a bit and ends up just accidentally squirming out of Ralph's arms and flops on the floor. Hello, Zeal.
Oh, you two already know each other. That's...
Tucker pats in slightly less violently than Zeal does, but
Sorry if you're interrupting something.
Oh, I'm sorry?
the Tucker remarks,
Sorry if we were interrupting something.
Just Mawile raises one hand. Nope, everything's fine.
Yeah, we're fine. Just talking, about, stuffy old scrolls and stuff. So I don't think scrolls are stuffy.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Those scrolls are musty.
Yeah, we're just being scroll heads.
Also, my aggravation at the fact that an entire ruin was destroyed. Sorry, I'm still getting over that.
Tucker looks slightly bad. He feels slightly bad about that.
Well, anyways,
He tries to change the subject.
Brooke said to meet up in an hour, so I'm trying to get some stuff done in time. Mawile, do you mind if I have a moment with you? I have something interesting that, well, I don't know if it's really important or not, but it just kind of feels important. So,
He kind of pulls out the box as he talks.
speaking of the ruin, this was in it.
She sits up and does that whole springboard sound as she does.
I went to Clefcleat, but they couldn't open it, so...
Really? Huh, I wonder what's keeping it closed then. She picks herself up, dusts off, walks over, beginning to poke, prod, and tug at the box. Well, it's not an old puzzle box, which is a plus, I suppose. I guess if you decided to leave it with me, I could probably figure it out eventually.
Yeah, that's fine. It was kind of heavy. There's gotta be something interesting in there.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we'll probably travel faster if I'm not lugging it around anyways.
Well, that's true. Though you seem to have some nice new bags on you. You could probably keep it if you wanted, but if it's your decision to leave it with me, I'm not gonna say no.
Well, you have a better chance of figuring it out than I do. I'm not exactly, the smartest with this.
He kind of blushes.
Well, it would take me some time to review the notes. I might have some idea about it by the time you get back.
Sure, I'll check back in when we're back. Thanks, Mama.
No problem. This'll give me something to do while I wait for you guys to help me with my expedition to the Moonlight Ruins.
And hopefully, in the course of this conversation, Zeal didn't burn something important.
No, Zeal is like batting at the papers because he enjoys the sound. His cat.
That's one of the less harmless things he could do, or more harmless things he could do.
I wish you could go with us. see, it feels like I just got here and now I have to leave you again. I mean, yeah, it's not for long, but still, it's like, yeah.
Relax. You're a pioneer, and I happen to be an archaeological explorer. These things happen. Besides, when we get an expedition done, there's always some sort of downtime.
Yeah, well, I guess I better prepare with my team. I mean, I always wish that time could be longer before I have to go again. Yeah, but I got a job to do.
Tucker pipes up at that moment.
Actually, could you do an extra job for me?
Oh, what you got?
I gotta go see Rise real fast before we run out of time. Don't worry, I won't, mention,
Yeah,
He kind of says nebulously.
But, if you wouldn't mind taking our prince off my hands, that would be good.
Okay, in that case, I definitely can't stick around here. Yeah, right, they're like a clearing, or like a park or something.
There's the orchard, but you don't want to take him there.
So some like open space where I can like make him run around in circles and shit.
Tucker can. Tucker will tell Ralph where Brooke and Lizard went off to. But yeah.
Yes, and there is the Baked Plains. You could probably go just outside town.
If you want to run off Prince Seal's excess energy, that might be a good place to do it.
Alright, come on, Jilly. We're gonna take you to do some special training. It's the secret awesome training that makes all your huntresses so good at hunting.
You will show me everything! This is the demand of your prince, treasurer.
Of course, Your Highness.
Let's go poke Ironside. Pretty much.
Ah!
In actuality, he's gonna. Oh no. In actuality, Ralph's just gonna have him like climb a big rock up and down like 10 times and like run like 30 laps around 2 trees like that.
Is Mawile from the Pokedex?
I mean, you can put her wherever. I don't know. As long as she starts safely.
Okay.
He's gonna like have him move a rock that's just barely light enough, like so heavy that he could barely move it, roll it all the way over here, then roll it all the way back. Like, yeah, he's gonna be pooped.
So Brooke has a question.
I was gonna type out an answer, but
Fair.
I will verbally answer. Simisage will let Brooke know they aren't the best apothecary in town when it comes to that sort of thing. The town doesn't really have a proper apothecary. It would be better if they had a local shuffle who could help with that. But right now, the best they have are the Florges sisters and Lilligant, which is mildly unfortunate in its own way. That aside, could probably just give it to Rise and he would make tea out of it, but it might not be anywhere near as effective as whatever medicine Florges sisters and Lilligant make.
You say unfortunate, but I'm like thinking, does Brooke hate Lilligant or just wasn't interested in her? I think it was more the latter, so.
No, Brooke dislikes the Florges sisters.
Oh, well, that much is very true. Yes. And very justified.
In any case, while Ralph is burning off Zeal's excess energy, Tucker, you go to Rise, who is still working because it's the day, but
Hopefully you can catch him on break. I think it was what he was thinking.
oh boy, Burke says. Alright, thanks. And he looks at Lizard. We could use any advantage we get. Better hit the spa. Lizard nods. Well, they've been mostly passive during all this. They've been holding something close this entire time. And if not close, they've been worrying over a particular pack in their bag.
Brooke, roll perception?
Brooke may roll for perception if Brooke desires. They don't have to.
Just a
But
thought.
Tucker, you unfortunately Rise is not on break at this time. But if you catch his attention, he will try and make some time. And as for Brooke, you don't get a great look at whatever it is, but it's small. Small enough that Lizard's hands are able to completely cover it up, and whenever he pulls it out, he ponders over it. And what was Tucker going to ask Rise?
Well, not wanting to interrupt, Tucker will just take a moment of Rise's time when there's possibly... Hold on. I got distracted by that. Ah, I see. But yeah, so Tucker will, if Rise gives him a moment, Tucker will mention how he got the lotion from Milk Tank, and basically ask how best to apply it, since, well, there's not enough time before they're going to leave for Rise to help him with that directly.
Well, it's rather difficult with the places your burns are. Usually I'd get assistance from someone else. Unfortunately, there are just some places I can't reach on my own. At least not if I'm applying lotion. My tail is good for many things, little pup, but not that.
Tucker nods and notes the sickle tail. Yeah, I wouldn't be the best at rubbing in something like a lotion. The other comment almost seems to slightly fly over his head, though.
Well, if we get a moment, I don't know how fast we'll be traveling, but maybe Brooke can help me out. Or Ralph.
Well, either or would be good. But make sure you can get it off, too. Some lotions just sort of soak in, but that looks like the kind you have to wash off.
Yeah, after, well, a little while, I guess. I guess Brooke's water gun will be helpful for that.
Well, hopefully he's learned how to control its strength by now. I hear tell he nearly flooded Mudbray's cellar when we first went towards Sea Spray.
Oh yeah, that was... Well, it didn't go as bad as it could have, I guess. I think he'll be able to help me out without, spray me away. Hopefully.
He kind of adds.
I wish you luck on whatever you're doing, little puppy. Now do come home safe, alright?
Okay, Rice. And, well, he kind of fumbles for a second. You'll be safe too, okay?
He blinks and smiles a warm, if sly-looking feline smile. I will. I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon.
A bit of relief shows on the pup's face.
That's good. We'll see you when I see you then.
With a nod, Rise returns to their work. It's busy today, but that's to be expected. Most of the pioneers have just gotten home.
Well, Tucker does head out at that point. Though, as he does leave, he kind of has a bit of a... Just to himself, he has a bit of an introspective expression. Kind of feeling a little bit sad about everything. But he kind of picks up his head again and heads on back to Brook, not wanting to waste time.
The hour passes. Burke and Lizard end up getting their route to the Forge's sisters and Lilligant. And they take it off Burke's hands and let him know that they'll be able to process it. Every day they'll probably have a dose of medicine made out of the root, and the root itself can make 14 doses. So I will actually leave that here so that we have a reminder.
I just put the mysterious box above Tucker's inventory, by the way.
Yep, and I'll make a note there. Unfortunately, it's going to take a while for them to make the medicine, so you don't get a dose right away. But they can give you a dose of medicine in exchange for them keeping a fresh one from the root.
Sounds fair.
Where is it? Oh, I guess we don't have potion items.
What you looking for?
Did somebody just deal themselves the...
Deal ourselves?
Yeah, something just appeared and fell out, and then where to go? It looked like somebody put something above my name on the table, and then it just fell into the void. I don't know.
Where did they go? That was all the herbal medicine. I have the heal powder.
You mean this?
Yeah, but there was 3 more.
Oh, what did you do, Kyrio?
He accidentally dealt us the medicine as if they were cards.
Oh, but they weren't cards, so they just fell into the void, and now I don't know where they are. It's okay,
they're
we'll
supposed
find
to
them
show up
later.
somewhere.
We'll find them later when they physics glitch, like the last item.
That's okay. We will find them.
Wait, hold on. Is that the only? Do we not have copies? Should I rewind? I could rewind.
Yeah, we don't have copies. It's
All right, rewind it a bit. Please sit tight. As I break the radio, apparently. Okay, I rewound a bit. Did that fix it, or further?
further.
On your sheet charm. Oh wait, is that it? Right there? The energy powder? Is that what you're looking for? Energy root, energy powder.
Revival herb.
Revival herb.
Heal powder. There should be, and the energy root itself. Okay.
Is that everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, there's an energy root here as well.
No, that's the proper one.
Oh, that's the right one. Okay.
Why do they say equal to units potion?
Because this module doesn't take into account that it's not. It doesn't take into account non-PMD items sometimes. Shouldn't be existing.
Fine.
Oh, there we go. Turned it all back on.
Alright, this is berry juice. It is not berry juice. Because I know potions heal 2 HP.
Okay. Alright then.
Okay, I've just named the item root salve. And I did make a copy before I changed it. Alright. So the hour passes. And you all meet up. Those of you who did not receive your bags by default have received your bags.
Wait, Tiber received it back.
I
Tiber.
altered it because you have a 5th one. So you all do have a, technically speaking, empty sturdy bag with you. Well, it's not empty, it has rations in it, because it was assumed that there would be 5. So we can say that Seal has it on him for now, if you dare to do so.
Yeah, he could do the WoW thing. That sounds good. I kind of fibbed a bit to Blaze and wasn't caught. Wait, what? Let me think.
Well, he said that they needed 5 bags, which wasn't untrue. It was just a minor fib.
I don't even see how it's a fib. It's lateral, actually. I mean, fair enough, I guess, right? I guess it is kind of a lie, since it implies people that aren't actually being implied or actually being meant. There's only 4 of us leaving. We're hoping to come back with 5. Well, see, that's just a level of optimism. I don't see.
And it is around midday at this point, running around doing all your errands. Perhaps a bit later. Did you begin to make your way out to the Baked Plains? It doesn't seem nearly so dangerous now, considering the things you've gone through.
Shall I change to its song?
Well, you won't be in the Baked Plains very long.
I figured.
By the time it starts to get late, you all will have moved on to the next transition area, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the Wild Prairie.
Yes. I can put that on then. That's probably more reasonable.
Yep. In fact, you all pass by the crevice that led to the Sunlit Ravine as you head into the Wild Prairie.
Everybody's really sad you didn't go back to Houndoom.
That's okay. They don't have to yet. As night begins to fall on your first night of travel towards the Cave of Mirrors, you all take a moment to orient yourselves. And no, there isn't much longer left in this session. This was very much a town session, which I keep forgetting. Town sessions take a while.
Actually, we did very efficiently, I would like to say.
Yes, I'm getting better at making things slightly more efficient for town sessions. You also all have a unified purpose.
Yeah.
But Zeal points out in the very distance Aster Rock, which this far away it doesn't look that big, but it's one of the most major landmarks in all of the Plains continent. And it's how Zeal is helping orient the team to the Cave of Mirrors.
That's right, Seal is actually pretty handy out here. I could have stopped to shop at the market and slow things down. Oh, well, you know.
Well, that's appreciated, but you guys will have the chance.
Should have just told Tucker to go grab something for him. Tucker must go in there.
Pick up some milk and bread.
It's true. We could have handled shopping out of game, technically speaking, but I wouldn't know if some of the stuff you guys got would be pertinent for what's ahead, so I don't mind doing some shopping at the moment.
Nothing in mind, that's the thing. Yeah. Tucker was, if there was less time constraints, Tucker probably would have window shopped, but he didn't have anything in mind either. So.
Yep. But again, you guys have downtime coming up. Eventually.
And I suppose I'll address what people are also wanting to mention, which is fair enough. Tucker would kind of seem a little more alert out in the Wild Prairie. So, being back here and smelling the familiar smells of the area, it kind of does bring back a few bad memories. Though it's not his current focus, it is nonetheless something, in fact, that he recently put out of his mind, surprisingly enough, but it's returned now.
So, as you all are setting up and, having your nightly meal, as has been given with the rations that have been placed in your packs, Blizzard checks in one of the little side pockets and pulls out the thing that he had been fretting over all day. And as soon as they realize that this starts to glow, they immediately stuff it back into the pocket and hug the bag close.
Tucker, already knowing that he has something unique, probably will notice this. He still elects not to bring it up or call it out. He does give kind of a side glance to Lizard, though. One that's more or less a neutral glance, just kind of thinking, which Lizard may or may not notice.
This is not something secret, by the way. This is something that everyone would be able to see. Except for Zeal. Zeal's too busy stuffing his face. Free food is free food.
Indeed. Question is there anybody in our group that wants to bring it up?
Brooke tilts his head. What's that you got, Liz? It's nothing. Just something that I got that's supposed to help. Crap, I'm going to have to actually... Oh my god, his rolls are terrible.
What?
His rolls are terrible.
But you haven't rolled
He has no contest stats.
Oh, I see.
So if anybody wants to roll an opposed...
Imagine having contest stats.
Yeah, if anybody wants to roll an opposed a smart contest perform, they may.
How to rule skepticism.
Yeah, I think I will.
I guess Tucker doesn't really need to either way.
Right, smart contest perform.
Poor Lizard learned how to lie from the Riley School of Deception.
The Riley School also has 0 contests, so that may not be the best.
Riley does not lie. That's the thing.
Even rolls.
Yeah, both of you know for a fact that Lizard is lying. It's not hard to tell. Lizard is bad at it.
Tucker sort of flops an ear. It's clear that he could start speaking up, but he kind of looks to Lizard.
Help? Burke says. Well, if it'll help, I'd like to know what it is. Lizard ends up hugging the bag a little closer to their person. I'm not sure myself, but it's supposed to help. Anything that'll help Riley, I'll keep it.
Tucker does finally elect to speak. Well, actually, I'll see what other people say first, and then Tucker will probably say something.
Well, okay. I won't take it from you or anything. Who gave it to you? Was it Pangoro? Brooke asks. Lizard shakes their head, their eyes on the ground.
Comparatively, Tucker's eyes are kind of gazing into the stars.
No, it was... He got it last night, when everyone else was sleeping.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lizard's eyes start up, and they go wide briefly before they return to the ground. They squeeze the bag a bit, but they're careful not to completely crush the berries that are inside.
Tucker kind of gives a side gaze to Lizard.
Yeah, I followed you. Sorry I didn't tell you.
Burke regards Lizard for a moment, then holds up a hand to Tucker. Nah, it's fine.
Tucker nods to that.
If Liz doesn't want to share, then they have their reasons. Lizard looks up at Brooke. They seem apologetic. Thank you, Brooke. But promise me, Liz, Brooke says. We're a team. Okay? Nodding. Lizard sets their pack down and curls up to get some rest for the night.
Tucker nods gently too, understanding why Brooke stopped him. Sorry, Brooke.
Alright. So, who wants to roll how well Zeal does at guiding you to the Cave of Mirrors the next day?
Yeah, that sounds pretty doomy.
It's not Doom Dice.
I was thinking about like maybe during the little night thing that Tucker might ask Brooke to help with the lotion, but actually he'd probably wait till the whole expedition is over before worrying about that. It's not like it really matters out here anyways.
Yeah, you probably don't want to be smelling like a fruit salad.
It's true, it might actually attract danger. It's true, you would have time to do it, and there would be time to clean it off. But say you did it and ended up leaving it on, and traveled like that through the day, that might attract things, if you recall the bee drill.
It would be better to do it under normal town facilities, which there was not time to do. There was time to pick up the lotion, not time to use it in town. So, best to save it. Plus, it kind of focuses the storyline a little bit better. Not that I complain about Tucker smelling as sweet as the things he eats, but you know.
That's adorable.
Or smelling as sweet as he is, you know, that too.
Okay, Eragon, you get to roll the Doom die.
Oh no.
What am I aiming for? A 6 or a 1?
Like you can aim it. You got a 5.
I hope 6 was good.
Usually you don't want to aim for a weapon. Not unless it's like 40k.
Recoil
That's
damage.
Entirely different game. So, the next day, Zeal does a fairly decent job at keeping you all on track, and you all do a fairly decent job at keeping Zeal on track, because it's Zeal. And constantly reminding him that Hakamo, his friend, is waiting for him is kind of helpful. By the time it gets late again, Aster Rock is that much closer. And you all start veering away from it towards the Cave of Mirrors, and you're in an area that feels familiar. Basically, where you had found Hakamo and Zeal before isn't terribly far away. Zeal even offers to hunt so you guys can save rations, but that would also require either someone going with him or leaving him to his own devices.
Tucker would be completely willing to do so, actually seeming somewhat charged by the idea in a positive way, though he would defer to Brooke as far as what Brooke wishes to do.
And I understand everybody that it's gotten rather late. We will be finishing up very shortly. Brooke would be fine accompanying them too. Okay. Lizard is going to stay behind. Mostly because they aren't comfortable right now hunting, and it'll be easier for them to just tend the campfire.
This is fair.
Though, notably, when Lizard sets the campfire, it is blue.
Oh, I missed that. What?
Though, notably, when Lizard sets the campfire, it is blue.
Blue fire.
Hey, remember those blue flames you were talking about? Here you go.
Which, of course, makes Zeal jealous, and he goes to jump through the campfire and hopes it makes him blue. It does not. He just ends up on the other side of the campfire, looks at himself and goes, "Aww." Brooke and Tucker, please roll for me.
Yes.
Either strength or dexterity, survival, and nature.
Strength, survival, nature it is for me then. It's actually pretty good. Let's see.
Good rolls.
I couldn't actually see the roll because I had accidentally placed Kyrio's cursor right over the result. I was like, what did I get? I was like, I was sure for a second.
Actually, that's a 5, not a 4, so that is a very good roll.
Oh yeah, because negatives don't count unless it's a accuracy roll. Is it?
It only doesn't affect damage rolls.
Oh, okay. In which case it is a 4. Never mind.
Aw. Well, I'll take a 4.
Sad. Anyway,
Also, wasting? Hunting is a good thing.
Brooke and Tucker end up bringing back a decent haul from a hunt, which ends up being a mix of foraging and actually hunting other Pokemon. It's a primally invigorating experience. And it's helping keep your minds off of what's coming next. Of what could be coming next. I will spare a certain amount of the details of the hunting as well as, the cooking and consumption. But
I will-
suffice to say,
I would like to add, though, at least on Tucker's end, that he does seem to be more and more open, even more than the last time he hunted with Zeal. He seems to be more and more openly relishing the instinctual, feral side of himself that comes out when he does it. It doesn't seem like he's as bashful about it as he used to be. Which, depending on how that could be viewed, either as a good or bad thing, that would be nebulous and up to debate. But it does seem to give him purpose, and it does seem to build his confidence, so...
the next day, unfortunately, Zeal does need to help the team skirt around a couple of obstacles. In particular, it looks like scouts
That
from
one
the shadow.
cave we shattered, possibly.
What?
Yeah,
Remember we destroyed like a historical landmark.
Wait, was that to escape the,
Oh, was it a historical landmark?
That was some weird mirror tunnel thing,
Oh,
Oh, right! Yeah, that's why it was so scary for Tucker.
We have broken a lot of things. I say,
Yeah.
wait, that was you.
Yeah, it was Tucker that did it, because
That was Tucker. That was all Tucker.
'Cause
Good
he
job,
was-
Tucker.
No, sorry, his past traumas were literally chasing him.
in any case, unfortunately, it ends up taking longer than intended. But late into your third day, you make it to the entrance of the Cave of Mirrors. But something's off. The sounds of nature here are silent, and the air is heavy. Zeal, of course, in their oblivious excitement, runs ahead. Did we have music for the Cave of Mirrors?
We do. Would you like it played?
Yes, please.
We played it last time,
ladies
What's
actually.
it called?
What's that?
Or what's the number?
Dungeons 1. Number... I'll have to remember. Actually, was it Dungeons 1? No. I don't remember. But yes, it has a song. Just give me a second.
Hang on. Not events.
No. It could be a locale.
I checked. Ah, it is Dungeons 2.
Dungeons 2, 7.
7. Hey, Hakamo! Are you there? As they rush into the cave. So, do you all run in after Zeal?
Rock will pace in after him.
Ever urgent.
Tucker will half run in, being cautious.
Zeal, wait! Perk says, something feels off. But Perk follows.
Oops.
And as you go in, you hear echoing voices from inside. And as you begin to reach the central chamber, they become clearer. Think about what you are doing! That life is not yours. Shut up, old man. I've waited long enough. You're not ready. He is not ready. Not ready? I've already been ready, old man. And as you round the bend down one of the halls, you see Kamoa arguing with Riley. Or rather, Tiber possessing Riley. Zeal is currently huddled off to the side with Hakamoa, who looks ready to jump in and fight the possessed Riolu at any moment. I already evolved well before I came to this continent. So of course, I already qualify. Those dull red eyes slide over, seeing all of you, and his smirk grows wider. Whoops. Looks like I took a little while. But that's fine.
Nah, we're just super fast.
Besides, this useless old fool can't stop me. Isn't that right? He sneers up at Kamoa, who grimaces and takes a step back, their scales clattering and echoing through the hall. There is an unsettling tint of red to the mirrors here. Yeah, I've spent enough time around you to know. You don't mind talking about your job, but as Guardian you can't interfere, can you? Why, that breaks your rules. Oh, and how you like to tell us, oh, the consequences. Well, those are just chains for you. And the rest of you? You know what? I'm glad you're here. You get to watch. And he reaches out, touching a mirror beside him. As I finally get what I want. And the mirror flashes red. Ooh. Within the mirror there is a tall, distorted Lucario. Much of it is garbed in scarlet aura, roiling around it like a seething mist. But about the left side of the face are shimmering wisps of silver. The left eye weeping shimmering tears, while the right blazes like fire. And as Tiber speaks, so does the reflection. You can't stop me. You were never able to stop me.
I'm gonna throw a spike at the mirror to try and break it.
Vandalism.
Yes, vandalism.
I think Hakama will forgive you.
All right, go ahead and roll accuracy,
Also, just
which
to
is Dex Fight Champ.
just
yes.
to verify this,
body.
has he evolved, or is it more of a mirror thing?
No, that is a mirror thing.
A mirror thing.
The
Okay.
Riolu before you has not evolved, but I'll make note that Riley's body is starting to sink into the mirror.
Let's break this mirror.
Well then,
The power of Satan compels you.
As a matter of fact, if I don't hear a shattering, we're just gonna bum rush the mirror and body slam it.
so as you throw the spike, and Riley's body begins to sink in, something flashes, not red or silver, but a blinding white. The spike disintegrates in the air.
Tucker's got something.
Komodo starts and turns to the rest of you. Wait! No! You cannot interfere in the trial of another.
You can't interfere.
Ralph will barrel forward and grab him.
If there's a disintegration field,
Tucker wishes to do a thing.
What is Tucker's thing?
Tucker can block out light with his Dark Pulse. Without light, you can't reflect something. Tucker's using Dark Pulse to surround the Riolu.
Roll your accuracy, as Ralph is charging in.
Please be a decent roll. Whenever it's the critical rolls, I always get a low roll. Yes, yeah, exactly.
2.
Granted, I'm just trying to make a fog, but...
You release the dark energy, and like before, it flows away from the patches on your body like tendrilless fur. And for a moment, it seems to reach its destination, but the red light seeps through, only slightly dimmed. And Ralph, what are you actually attempting to do? Is this a tackle? Is this grapple?
Knockdown.
Let's see. I don't think the thing would. I could body slam the mirror. I could grapple. We're gonna body slam the mirror. I have to take this phone call.
In that order? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Important question, at least if it's okay to ask the question, or receive
Yes.
an answer to the question. Is Tiber nullifying our attacks, or is the cave itself interfering with our attacks? Because of the can't interfere with the trial bit.
In character, you don't know.
Okay.
Do you want the out of character answer?
No, I wasn't sure. But there was an in-character hint, so I'm thinking now. Tucker would like to try something else once he has a chance to do so, because he already did something.
Yep.
Yeah.
If
Alright, yeah. I'm back. It was a really quick phone call about Christmas plans. Okie dokie. So, yeah, I think that's. I could stop him or the mirror. I think I could body slam him in front of the mirror.
I mean,
Prevent.
well, it depends on what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna body slam him.
Oh, right, you have body slam. I forgot.
Yeah, that's straight up body slam.
Okay. Roll accuracy. Burke isn't doing anything at the moment since he's a little caught off guard that his team is acting before him again.
Oh, poor Brooke. That lasted all of
kind
one
of poor
session.
Brooke, but they're also kind of acting to try and prevent this. So they're acting in a good place.
Yeah, it's like it needs to be now, though. Like we don't have to think of something.
Unfortunately,
That
it
was
is
kinda
funny.
logic,
It's
yeah.
unfortunate. So, Ralph, you body slam the Riolu into the mirror.
Trying to pin them in front of the mirror, like.
There is an odd thing that happens as you slam Tiber into the mirror. He just grins. So eager. Don't worry. You'll have your turn. And he melts inside. And then the mirror turns black.
Yeah. He'll be holding on as tightly as he can and, like, look somewhat frustrated that he wasn't strong enough.
Kamo begins to panic as he looks between your team and the mirror that has just been used. To the with these rules!
There's one thing we're good at, it's breaking rules.
Everyone stand down, Brooke shouts. That's still Riley, we can't just attack him.
Right. Sorry.
Kamo scowls at the mirror and then looks at Brooke. No, you can't. But you can do something better. Even if it's going to hurt. And he walks up to the mirror and raises his hands. Dad, what are you doing? Hakamo protests. I'm doing what I must. Just don't follow your old man's example. Just trust me. I'll be fine. Every once in a while, you earn the right to bend a few rules. And he slams his hands at either side of the mirrored surface. The stone cracks, and veins of golden light begin to seep around the frame. I cannot hold this long. Go within. You will be your friend's trial. And I pray you find my old friend unworthy.
At Brooks' command, yeah, he will.
Everyone in, Brooke says without hesitation.
And without hesitation, Tucker responds.
Yeah.
Zeal lingers, unfortunately, lagging behind as he tries to stay with his friend. Only 4 of you enter the mirror. And here we can stop the music. It's a strange sensation, like falling through the ocean, falling forward. But you're met with a pitch black space. And before you stand 2 figures. One of Tiber, his twisted, reflected self, the vengeful phantom that has been haunting your friend. And a Riolu, not far ahead of you. Though they stand, their arms are limp at their sides, and they seem unresponsive. The dual gaze of the phantasmal creature meets all of your eyes. their oppressive presence filling this void. I didn't expect the old man to actually break his own rules. Very well. I was just going to take care of your friend and be done with it. But if you all want to suffer too... Holding out his arms, you see there's a gaping hollow in his chest. And the aura about him condenses. Plate after plate of crimson armor begins to manifest around his body. And in one hand, a great lance of red aura manifests. And that's where we'll end.
Dun, dun, dun.
Brooke growls angrily at Tiber. Tiber, we're going to save Riley. I don't give a damn what you want. And that is a great anime moment for to be continued.
We really gotta stop stopping on these TV continued anime moments. This
No.
happens a lot.
They're great. And finally we reach a moment where Eragon can start doing things again.
Are you sure? I don't feel like I want to be in any control right now. I feel like this is gonna be slaughtering my friends simulator.
No, you are not going to have control of Tiber. You're going to have control of
Oh,
stuff
not this
Riley
time.
can do.
Riley can do anything right now.
I think I get it.
He's
Tiber,
brain dead.
Tiber's going to the mirror to kill you.
I'm aware of what he was going to do.
So
yes.
technically you have autonomy in the mirror.
I have autonomy in the mirror. I don't have much of a... There's not much Riley to control. Remember?
Depends on what exists, I suppose.
Ralph will have to make a really dumb joke and Riley will snap back to bonk him on the head.
I'm glad it was only 2 episodes. I was worried we'd have to go a whole season without him. No. If that was the case, I would have had Eragon make a temp character.
Just about needed one for the shopping episode.
Yeah, shopping takes so much longer than you think it does.
Why does it
but-
take so long in D&D? I don't understand.
Because there's so
'Cause
many
there's-
things.
Yeah, because there's so many things.
It's not like a normal RPG where it's like 5 hours at the shop, that's it. No, it's like fucking buy whatever the fuck. You want a fucking wagon? You don't need a wagon. You don't even have any horses, but you can get one. It's like...
Before we move on to any further post-game talking, everybody, Riley included, gets their standard 2 experience.
Man, easiest 2 experience I've ever made.
For ignoring all the experience you lost, but yeah, no.
I did lose like 43 experience.
And
Senka has just too much power.
Senka is strong with...
I am
with
afraid.
force. But, yes, you will have certain amounts of autonomy in the mirror. I'll tell you this, unless certain things come to pass, you probably won't be able to use your moves for the most part, but you will have general actions.
You just like lay out what I can and cannot do with, you know, my 0 logic shadowy self right now.
You know, I'm glad that, so Tucker was about to use, Tucker was starting to figure out that he can't interfere with somebody else's trial. He was about to use empathy to try to get involved in that trial. Which effectively is what has happened now, but honestly, if he had just done that, he might have been the only one going through the mirror.
Yeah, I don't think you would have won a 1v1 against Tiber. No offense, but you would lose.
Tucker ain't the best fighter. He really is not. He never has been. And I don't think that's the point of him, honestly, at this point. But that's okay.
He's like the mascot.
I think he's a little more than a mascot. But, yeah, I guess so.
Wouldn't Zeal be the mascot? He kind of doesn't do much else. He's kind of just loud and gets in people's faces like a mascot
Tucker
would do.
has kind of ended up like a... What the fuck am I thinking? Green Mage? Is that the one that focuses on status effects, I think?
Yeah, green magic is generally buff and debuff.
Yeah, he feels kind of green mage-ish, which kind of explains the lack of power, but...
Like a bard.
Green mages are not always useful, but they can have a purpose.
I like green magic in Final Fantasy XII. It's very useful.
Not very many of the Final Fantasy games actually have that class. It's interesting.
Yeah, they have a bunch of weird spells, like Bleed, which can actually be super good.
Vera's asked if he should do anything to the HUD.
Not at this very second. I'm going to give you stuff next time, and should probably be reminded to give you the stuff next time, because I should give you Tiber's stats. Because Tiber in the mirror has stats.
How much is he limited by the limitations of Riley's body? That's been the key limitation thus far.
How much is he limited by the rules of the mirror?
We don't
Hopefully
know
this isn't as hard as Mario Kart's mirror mode, because holy crud. You would think, it's just the same track in reverse, but no, you'd be wrong.
Oh, by the way, you said 2 experience. Was that it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, this was mostly a shopping episode.
Yeah.
No, Giratina does not live there. Giratina doesn't get to touch this.
Hey, you just put my Giratina character in here. He's a good boy.
Yes, your teeny Giratina Adora thing.
I'm gonna save the table. Has everybody applied their...
I have.
So I guess this might actually be a good time to consider buying some skills or whatever, if anybody wants to do that. I don't know.
I can put a point in contest. That's about it.
Can be... You have 3 XP. I was right. So Tucker was potentially saving up to deal with that whole primal danger thing, but I wasn't sure if he would. Honestly, there's like several factors I need to consider as to whether or not he'd remove that primal point. There is both mechanical, in character, plot, and general like flow of how I want the character to work and stuff like that to consider. It's hard to decide, honestly.
Just get the super spa coupon off Riley's body after the fight, and then you can just go use that.
Oh, does that clear up the primal point? Did we decide that?
Yeah, it does, but it doesn't work on Riley. Don't know why I've been holding on to it.
Okay, just need to just get it from him, and there we go. Perfect. And don't fucking faint in this battle. Probably.
Yeah, if we have up 2 people with 0 lives, it's not going to go well.
Well, here's the thing. In a majority of cases, Primal is actually a choice. I've reread the rules, I've made sure I have that firmly ensconced in my head.
So basically a choice of second wind.
Yes.
In most cases, looks at myself.
Well, I don't think I was given a choice at the time either. Not that Tucker would have refused getting back up from that situation, but, you know.
But it is important to note you all are inside the trial space. There's stuff that can happen in the trial space.
I assume the rules are a bit different, yeah.
All y'all are going to evolve.
Maybe not. I'll say that spontaneous evolution is not likely.
Huh.
But it's important to note that the trials are not merely tests of the body and mind, but also of the spirit.
Well, I'm concerned for myself, considering that I probably only got one of those at the moment.
So you have to ask yourselves, are you okay with facing your inner demons and your worst memories?
Oh boy.
Well, I don't... We'll have to see how that goes.
And you have to wonder how many of those does Tiber have? Food
Wow.
for thought.
He has... He's had quite the storied life, so, well, Probably more than he thinks. Well, that was a good session.
It was, and I'm glad we've finally reached this point.
Yeah, glad we were able to squeeze it in. I was a little bit concerned, like, oh man, it's the day before Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve.
Every time you make that joke, a bit of me dies.
Just congratulations to you all. You did not dally enough that Tiber was able to do this unmolested.
Good. I guess I was an actual possibility, huh?
You understand my panic now, right?
If Zeal had gotten a bit higher on his final day roll, you guys would have probably gotten there at the exact same point as Tiber.
Yeah, close enough.
That detour cost you minutes.
Yeah. We'd have been able to, like, body block the doorway.
I don't know if you would have been able to stop him.
Or he's
Actually,
like,
stop.
I'm just gonna put my hitbox in front of the cave entrance.
Stopping him in
Has
the
like
mirror.
12 strength.
Stopping him in the mirror might be a better thing than stopping him outside of the mirror, actually. So, Taking Zeal was a very good idea, because I think without him doing the directional thing, that could have been bad.
Without him, you guys would have been working off memory, and most of what you remember is it's kind of in the direction of Aster Rock.
Decker would have been distracted because like he would have tried, but honestly, a lot of his time in that area was dealing with that Maena. So, yeah, not the best memory. But yeah, so I don't know what everybody's doing for Christmas, but I hope you have a good one.
I have to start preparing for that. So
I will be streaming because holidays do not stop me from streaming, and also all the more reason to, since I took Tuesday off. Kind of, I feel bad about that, but it was also kind of necessary. Monday was just so absolutely insane that I needed a break. So yeah.
Did this help?
It did. This was actually a really good session, and I'm surprised to see that despite my discombobulation, I was actually more active with just interaction with Tucker than I normally am, actually. So that's kind of interesting. I guess just feels good to get into another character rather than just myself, given the circumstances, I suppose. It feels good. But yeah. Yeah, it definitely did help, so... Thank you for hosting the game, and thanks to everybody here, player-wise, that played it, and viewer-wise that hung out. Nobody brought XP. You mean bot? Or bot stats?
We didn't bring any XP either. Anyway, I'm going to fuck bed.
Yeah, nobody bought anything.
Go to bed. You need sleep.
But yes, you guys, players and DM, you guys have a good night. I'm going to stick around with the chat a little bit after my YouTube outro to open some rocks boxes, so stick around for that if you're curious what that'll be. And I'll do a little outro beyond that for the stream viewers. But this is, for the YouTube video, the official end of this. So, session 50, both a landmark number and quite a exciting episode, actually. Come back in 2 weeks for episode 51.
The start of the next season.